right here in Pittsburgh.
21-year-old Kim Nguyen is hard at work at a dream come true. Her family's restaurant business is a dream she shares with her parents and her 7 brothers and sisters.
Starting in 1978, all of our savings, whatever extra we have, we'll buy stuff for the restaurant. A dream that we're dreaming of, and it's been pot, pans, and dishes and things like that. We'll buy like a dozen at a time.
The international news focused world attention on Saigon as communist troops overran the city. Kim and her parents were among the thousands of refugees who scrambled aboard boats fleeing the communist takeover. They were leaving behind 6 brothers and sisters and starting a new life.
When we first came here, we went empty-handed. We had a little bit of money with us. When we went on those boats, we give everything up to people that have guns or people that say they're the boss and the owner of the boat.
Kim's brothers and sisters were left in the care of their grandmother until they could follow the family to their new home in the USA. Meanwhile, Kim's father, Trio, set his sights on one target.
When we escaped Vietnam, you know, my target at that time only to survive, to escape the communists, because we are not sure where we are going. But we have a hope. If we survive, we can do something to support my family.
In Vietnam, we used to sleep in the same room, everybody. And when we first came, our sponsor rented a 2-bedroom apartment for us. So at night, instead of sleeping each in his or her own room, we'll be getting together and sleep in the living room.
With great difficulty, 4 of Kim's brothers and sisters have been smuggled out of Vietnam and reunited with their family. 2 other sisters remain in Vietnam.
My important thing now is to continue, you know, to make the business going, with the hope that, you know, someday I could bring all my children here to be reunited with us here in the United States.
Meanwhile, the Nguyen family has established roots in Pittsburgh, where her mother's cooking skills brought her steady work in Chinese restaurants. Now the family has risked everything they have on a restaurant of their own. The specialty of the house is Vietnamese food. Because Kim's mother is also named Kim, the restaurant is Kim's Coffee Shop.
When you learn things the hard way, you pay more attention to what you give out to customer. Like when people have the capital and the place and the time, is much easier for them. But when you start out the hard way, you pay more attention to everything you do, give customer better service, and I would say better food.
The restaurant really is a family affair. Sister Ann and brothers Paul and Zin all spend time setting tables, serving, and cleaning up. Even 6-year-old Beatrice Ann has a job. She makes wontons. Kim is the all-around helper.
I am cashier and or cook helper and or manager. I'm like a Jill of all trades.
Kim might be a Jill of all trades, but she's postponed her personal dream. She wants to become a painter someday. But for now, she's chosen to help her family.
Together we can make anything work, especially in a country as big as this. We have to stand together. We have to unite together in order to make anything work at all. It takes 2 to tango, as they say.
Many customers in Kim's coffee shop say they feel like they're guests in the family dining room. And that's how you're supposed to feel. The Nguyens want to share their dream.
It just feels great. You can't say much more than that. To finally see your dream come true. To see that you are your own boss. You do what you want, and it's for yourself and your family.
Our best wishes to Kim Nguyen and her...
Good morning. I'm Vera Powell from Mount Lebanon. Welcome to the Jack Vogel Show with Lynn Cullen.
That's classy. I like that announcer. Who is that? Which person is that here? Girl, oh, it's one of the people who's going to be a guest on the show. I thought maybe it was an audience member. Nice voice. I wish I had that voice. I am a little bit discombobulated today, and I thought I was, but now I know for sure. I was in there in the dressing room putting makeup on and all these things that we do beforehand. And I was wildly brushing what I thought was powder on my nose, and I wasn't obviously looking because when I did turn and look up, it was my blusher. And I had like a nose that looked like it was just bright red, and I think I've gotten most of it off, but if my nose looks a little pink, it was just the wrong little apartment thing there. We've got a great show coming up for you today. Really good food. I can smell it already. It's simply marvelous. And all sorts of other stuff, talking about phobias. Dr. Stanko will stop by, give me trouble, which he always does. And I came across an interesting little article here that I will mention, and then we'll get to the news. Pittsburgh has supposedly the highest bus fare in the country, I think, $1, right? Well, they should probably look at this, Haverhill? Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, gee, I knew she's from around there. Haverhill, Massachusetts. Well, what do I know? See, I can pronounce Sheboygan and Wauwatosa. Easy for you. Haverhill, Massachusetts. You can get on a bus and charge it. No. Yes, yeah. What do you mean, no? Yeah, it's right here in the paper. Papers don't lie. Haverhill, Massachusetts. They give you a little credit card. You walk on, and instead of sticking money in a machine, there's another machine next to it. You stick your credit card in, it reads it, and don't worry, you'll get a bill in a month. But you get a bill, and you don't have to necessarily have the correct change. I think that's a wonderful idea, and enough of this, because I'm running out of oxygen, and you've got a lot of news. Well, thank you. That was a very good rendition of the news. Yes, it were. Oh, and I should mention, because the lead story, obviously, is Lieutenant Goodman coming home with Jesse Jackson. They are due at the White House within the hour, and it is conceivable that we will be yanked away from you mysteriously, and lo and behold, you will find yourself at the White House watching Lieutenant Goodman and Jesse Jackson be greeted by President Reagan.
While you're sitting here eating Vietnamese food.
Right? Oh, I'll be fine. We'll sit here and eat the food if that happens. But if it does, we might be breaking away for a special report from the network.
Thank you very much, Lynn.
Okay, well, thank you. Listen, you stick around, because did you see there's like 5 pounds of shrimp over
See it, I got my hand slapped.
Well, now you just wait, wait. We're going to be doing that in just a minute. This is actually going to be more than a Vietnamese cooking demonstration, because there is something truly inspirational about the people you're about to meet. They have come through some terribly rough times, and they are really the essence of what has made this country great. They are new Americans, and they've got more energy and go-gettingness. That's not a word, is it?
It is now.
Okay, I just coined a word. Then most of us who've been here for a while have. So you're about to meet 2 really wonderful women, and boy, can they cook. So stay with us, and we'll be back in a minute. Hi. Well, welcome back. Wait a minute. We've got a mic problem. I'm always having trouble with these 2. You hear that, Lou? Lou Snodgrass always gets mad at me, with the audio person, when I slander his microphones. There, I think we're okay. That was Kim Nguyen, and this is Kimberly Nguyen, daughter, mother. And they have recently opened a restaurant, one of Pittsburgh's newest, called
Kim's Coffee Shop.
Located?
At 5447 Penn Avenue.
Okay. Now, before we get into the story of well, no, wait a minute. Boy, oh boy, hello, Earth to Lynn. Forgive me. Before we get into cooking, I want to tell this incredible story of these 2 people. Your father was a general in...
Lieutenant Colonel.
See, everybody's always... Now, yesterday I turned to somebody and said, you are a vice president of Estee Lauder. No, well, actually, I'm not. I'd like to be. I've made him a general. He was a lieutenant... Colonel. In Colonel. It's a rough word to say, I guess, in Vietnam. And your mother cooked for?
At one time, she cooked for 1,500 people.
You're cooking for the regiment.
Yeah, right.
1,500 people.
Well, actually, head chef. You can't really cook that much for that many people every day. But she, at one time, has under her supervision 25 people cooking for that many people.
Okay. Obviously, that was good experience for
Good practice.
eventually opening a restaurant in Pittsburgh. I'm sure it was the furthest thing from your mind at the time. Now, obviously, when things sort of got a little nasty over in South Vietnam, parts of your family came here. There's 8 children in your family, right?
The 8 of us all together. 3 of us came first. Myself and my parents came in 75. And two sisters and 1 brother came 3 years ago. 1 brother, who is now 18, came 2 years ago. And we still have 2 more there, 2 sisters, 12 and 15. And we have a younger sister here who is 7.
And you're still, what do you have to, it's a lot of hard work to get
yes,
your brothers and sisters over.
Yeah, it's very hard. There's no legal way that you can do it. And it's very costly, running $2,000 easily.
Okay. Well, the restaurant then will help in bringing
right.
your family back together.
It also keeps all of us employed, all the kids.
Well, you've got it all figured out. Now, when they decided to have a restaurant, you started small. You bought 1 table and 1 chair, I've heard.
Yeah, we started very small. We started 4 years ago buying pots and pans and dishes. We got 2 old tables and 8 chairs and things like that, and we build it up as we go along.
Okay. The food looks so darn beautiful. Is your mother going to cook something here?
She's going to demonstrate a dish called Kim salad. It's made out of spaghetti squash, carrots, cucumbers. You can add either shrimp or crab claws or hams, anything you want, and your choice of nuts. It is very wonderful. It makes a very good
finished product.
Right.
It is so darn. Can I do this to help you? Tip it. I don't want it. Look at how beautiful that is. And we can smell it here in the studio. It is delicious. So let's see how how would we do it, or are we going to make another?
Okay. Yeah, we're going to start making another. First, you choose a medium-sized spaghetti squash. You can either bake it in the oven, or as we do it, we put it in the microwave oven. You cut the 2 ends off, and you cut certain parts of the spaghetti squash off so that it can breathe. And then you put it in the microwave oven, bake it at high heat for 10 minutes, or until the skin turns kind of tender. You press it like that. And then after it's done, you take it out and cut it in half and try to clean it.
Mom, you do that. Wow.
See, the skin is kind of tough.
It is.
So you have to be careful because you may cut yourself.
Now, don't take offense at this question, but is Vietnamese food at all like Chinese cooking? Because that is the Oriental cooking that most of us are familiar
Okay,
with.
Vietnamese cooking is similar to Chinese. We cook our vegetable crisp, and also we use some of the spices they use, but there are other spices that we use with our food, like more than the Chinese, like ginger, garlic, lots of hot pepper, and less oil.
And less oil. I'm sure it sounds like a very healthy diet, much healthier than the American diet, heaven knows.
Yes, it's
that is the neatest stuff, that spaghetti squash. I think it's so much fun. Since you've been here, do you find yourself enjoying American food, or do you really like Vietnamese food better?
It's hard for our customer to believe, but we do go out to Wendy's, Church's Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, and McDonald's. We go to, on Monday, everybody's tired. Everybody wants to go out and...
And you do like that food, huh?
Only once a week. Only once a week. It's a nice addition to Vietnamese cooking.
Where did the idea come from to open the restaurant? Because it's always a risk to do something like this.
It's a dream of ours that we've had for 8 years since we came. We see that in a country as big as this, one can only succeed by being one's own boss. And Also
something
because
tells me your family's going to succeed very, very well.
Also because we have such a big family and we have to find a way to keep all the kids employed, keep them busy.
So it really will be a family enterprise. I mean,
It is
it's
a
all-
family business. My mom cooks. My dad helps around. He buys produce at the strip district. He goes and get all the paper goods and stuff like that. And I myself is the all-around helper. I wait on table, do cashier work, accounting, just about anything. And sisters and brothers help wash dishes, wait on table, anything.
It's wonderful. So what's your mother's doing? I'm trying to keep up with her here. She has mixed the squash and grated some...
What you do is you discard the seed and use a fork to pull out the strings, and then you mix it with shredded carrots together, and then you would boil a half a pound of large shrimp, cook it, peel it, devein it, and cut it in half if you want. And then after that, you can add just about anything you want, like ham, pork, beef.
You got ham.
And then
I bet you didn't bother making carrots like this when you were cooking for the regiment. Look, everything is so pretty.
But see, like after you finish mixing everything up, you can just decorate this thing to anything you want. It can be a seafood, salad, or a pork, or a meat, or just all vegetable.
You're leaving out the most important direction, though, which is eat it. I thought you were going to say after you've done all this, you can eat it.
You do whatever you want, really.
Are you finding any ingredients? You said your father's out in the strip district looking for food.
Like,
there must be some things that are hard for you to get.
The green stuff on here are minced jalapeno pepper. Those things are hard to get. During the winter months, sometimes it's hard to get the pepper. You can get the one that are not too hot, like the banana pepper, but not the jalapeno.
So Vietnamese cooking does have a bit of a hot flavor
we
to it,
we have a smaller type of pepper that's much hotter than the jalapeno, but it's fortunately there's none here. So also to serve with this, you have to have a sauce. You can buy a bottle of fish sauce anywhere, not anywhere, any Oriental.
What kind of sauce is this? It's
fish sauce.
Fish sauce.
Any bottles that cost more than $1.50 would be good. Or some of them can go less, but see, the lower the price you go down, the more salt is in it. So the better the brand, the more taste you'll get afterward. And then you buy one of these here. Make sure it's that ground fresh chili paste, because this one has some vinegar in it, and the chili is fresh. It makes very nice fish sauce. What you do is the sauce, you measure 1 cup of water, half a cup of fish sauce, 3 of these tablespoon of sugar, 1 of the chili paste, and you can either use 1/4 cup of white vinegar or use a large lemon.
Okay, listen, if you send us a stamped self-addressed envelope, we'll give you the recipe to this. There it is. Send self-addressed stamped envelope to Vietnamese Cooking, TAETV, P.O. Box 404, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Our zip is 15230. Thank you so much. Also, there was another number up there I almost forgot, because you're teaching. You're going to be in the University of Pittsburgh's informal program. Is it a one-day class?
It's, we're going to be teaching 3 different classes, each on a Monday. It will be on the...
You can't remember the day. Well, that's okay. If people call, you
call it informal program. One is on the 16th and one is on the 30th.
Okay.
The other one is either on the 13th or the 16th.
Okay.
Class start at 5:30, and you can bring guests an hour later.
To eat.
To eat, right.
Oh boy, eat. I'm getting so hungry here. Thank you so much. She says this restaurant is the best in Pittsburgh. I want to say that because she apparently has eaten there a number of times, and I'm going to try it out. And thank you, and all the best to
We're
you.
flattered.
All the best.
Thank you.
We'll take a break and we'll...
chuyện nên đêm nay đó phải ôi buồn để buồn để qua bên thật buồn để giết chết một tâm tổ chân ơi hạnh phúc tuyệt vời sao tôi thấy trong đai mắt lòng không thấy như mang một nỗi sầu trời ơi tóc hạnh phúc sao ai trò cho tóc rối còn môi ấm để sao môi tôi cứ ngỡ người ta vui hạnh phúc hơn mới ngắm buồn vui tôi như người mỗi bước một sai nỗi đau khổ càng ngày vui tôi tóc đã rơi màu đầu về dáng ngược đuôi còn ngày đau đuôi mà nỗi buồn chưa kịp tôi đã biệt lại rồi trong những trang vinh dự người con gái mặt ngọc nào không thấy mà chỉ thấy thu hoài dung mạo của hồn sinh tôi xin cả nói tâm tình một lần này tôi rồi tôi sẽ ra đi chuyện nhà ngày ta tới đây gỡ con dòng tôi ngồi đời tôi sẽ ra sao tôi không quên lại lúc cơn mong tôi hẹn của đông kiếp ngày tôi làm nhân là ngồi ngày ta tới đây gỡ con mở gỡ có cụ đã hỏi em biết chiếc rượu trong cái mắt tay như mẹ tôi à thế rồi vào buổi chiều các giờ bố tôi với những con áo của tôi đi về bố tôi không nhận được tôi cả bố tôi mời tôi bắt vào không như là tổ cái luôn là cái câu chuyện và tôi may mắn được ra đời bắt vào không và lớn lên đi lang thang qua bên bắc biển và gần đến ra tôi biết được ra ba câu khổ để có những quý vị trong thị trường năm nay và chúc quý vị luôn mong rằng quý vị sẽ được vui trong những ngày xuân và đó là lời chúc Tết nồng nàn chân thành của tôi riêng tôi cũng như là ban tổ chức pháp luật gửi đến quý vị dành quý vị sau đây là tôi sẽ trình bày đến ba câu khổ tiếp theo và đặc biệt ba khổ này thì có cô Mỹ Phượng sẽ hát chung với tôi ba câu khổ này với một giọng ông người Bắc thì rất khó hát để có hát buồn khổ nhưng mà cô Mỹ Phượng có những phần tích cực vậy trước khi trình bày ba câu khổ này xin quý vị chào chúng ta đi lại con lỡ dạy ngu khổ đớn trong đời nhưng xét ra cái ngu của con không có tội gì hết á nhiều tại tôi vì con chưa làm điều gì không hại đến nhà con chúng con đi hát hội để mừng xuân lấy lọ nghẹ để vẽ mặt tay nhạc cồn về con tâm ra lo sợ cho nên con mới giả con cho dùng vô bao bố tía. Không dám đầu nhắc lại tía mà. Tía đánh con đi tía. Tía đừng có đánh vợ con mà tội nghiệp. Vợ con con nhắc nhưng mà quên nữa uống nấu đồ nấu. Tía đánh như vậy còn nói đâu nữa mà chơi rồi lỡ tay vợ con qua thì con tay trẻ bạn láng tâm can dạy để con nghĩa tạo sáng con từ sẽ thành ai con lên đó hay quẹo qua mép bên tay trái. Đúng rồi, còn quẹo qua tay trái tôi có được nói tiếng Việt Nam. Thì lúc đó mấy thằng bạn tôi nó lại tưởng tôi á là nhỏ con nó gọi biết tôi hoài à. Ở trong giờ ở trong lớp học á nó mới nói tôi tao sẽ đánh mày sặc máu, tôi tức quá nhưng mà tôi nói không được là cái việc đã tôi sổ luôn nè quý vị. Dạ tôi sổ là ít vô sặc máu đi, ai chắc cái đầu vô ai chặt chặt. Ít vô sặc máu đi là nếu mà mày đánh tao sặc máu thì tao cắt cái đầu mày tao nhai. Rồi sau đó cái là thầy kêu tôi lên tốt nghiệp tại chỗ. Sau đó là tôi mở ngay phòng mặt liền, ngay phòng mặt ngay đầu dây liền.
Không dâu thì bác sĩ em có mắc bệnh đó đấy. Cường đó bác sĩ.
Trời ơi, hột gà hột lựu tôi còn lấy ra đúng gì hột đường. Dễ ở ha. Bây giờ lớn hết tôi lấy cái mốt được theo này.
Dạ không được đâu, con này đang con quà.
Tôi muốn nó thẳng đi tôi khỏe nó mới ngồi của ai. Tôi sẽ lấy cái mốt được theo. Tôi sẽ đâm ngay vào mắt. Dạ, không có lo qua hai đừng có lo. Không có đuôi đâu, không thấy đường nè. Không đuôi. Hai thứ của ai? Đuôi có nghĩa là mù có nghĩa là na vờ lúc, na vờ si, na vờ liếp, na vờ đá lên nhau. Dạ, còn mà không thấy đường á, không thấy đường có nghĩa là còn thấy cái khác hấp dẫn hơn.
Em không dám chữa mắt rồi, em có cái răng đâu không?
Dễ nữa, lại càng dễ nữa. Cái răng nó liên hệ tới cái hàm, mà nếu cái hàm tôi nhớ như là hồi đó tôi cưa hàm heo tôi phải cần cưa. Lỗi này tôi ở bên lò heo thành ra sao tôi nghe nói tôi nói cái gì cũng heo không mà khổ ghê nữa. Dạ, và cái đó phải cần cái cưa, cái đủ với cái búa này. Dạ, nó ngon sao đâu tôi bảo đảm là ngon lành. Dạ, tôi có hai chiếc, tôi hay tin tưởng rồi. Tôi biết mấy bà coi là hỏi tình duyên không mà bà hai. Dạ yên chí bà hai yên chí. Bà hai nhiêu tuổi bà hai? Vậy hả? Bao nhiêu bà hai? Dạ năm bên mấy là con đường tình duyên bà hai. Hỏi cần coi nó đi xuống thung lũng cho bà hai à. Dạ thì thung lũng tình yêu thành ra tôi không còn thấy nó nữa bà hai ơi. Dạ trời ơi, ai giờ tôi chờ tôi đi đây mà không chậm vậy. Trời ơi, tôi nói cho cô hai nghe, con người ta có hai loại chỉ tay, một cái loại chìm với một cái loại lỗi. Chỉ tay cô hai nét thì loại chỉ tay chìm, thành ra tôi phải rút vuốt tôi đi lên chứ bộ. Giống như cô hai có hai tuổi gì? Tuổi con cọp ném về tuổi dần. Như vậy là tướng tin là con cắt kè. Tướng tin con cắt kè mà cái tướng mà cái cốt là càng tin cốt nữa. Dạ, cái cốt chặt những cốt nữa là cha cô hai phải thế nào cũng phải có một con chồng. Mà tương lai chồng tương lai cô hai phải là hay vậy cô hai. Phải chắc chắn là phải là hay vậy cô hai.
Thầy thì có nhiều loại thầy, thầy giáo, thầy đơn trí, thầy đại học á, chứ thầy gì đó thầy. Sao cho bỏ là gian.
Thì tôi nói thiệt mà trong tay cô thì nói sao tôi nói vậy chứ sao.
Tôi còn xương vậy chứ tôi già.
Dạ thưa bà hai, đó là nghề của tôi bà hai. Từ Bắc với Nam, từ Liên Đội tôi tới biết bậc là nghề tôi là nghề bác bà hai. Bà hai yên chí, bà hai cho tôi một mâm trái cây. Đó, nghe nè bà hai đem ra đây. Tôi sẽ bắt ma tại chỗ bà hai thấy. Bảo đảm.
Trong khi mà
gái đó chứ không thích mấy bà già. Cô hai á thì đứng sau lưng tôi. Dạ. Còn bà hai á chạy tốt ra ngoài sông từ xa chừng nào tốt nó chạy cũng luôn cũng được sao á. Dạ khi đó con ma tôi không thích như vậy đó bà hai chứ không phải tại tôi đâu thiệt mà. Bà hai có ghế thì bà hai ghế. Rồi bây giờ bà hai với tôi ngồi ghế đi, tôi phải bắt ma ngay tại chỗ. Coi chừng mỏ. Này ơi, quốc bè phạt chưa kèm biết đèn trá mà bị ăn được má mà chỉ áp việc mám chúa mám khai năm nay trơn tháng có bắt đá trước ná cho cha chụp đó là bà hai suy trọng sẵn xe này cái gì mà sao bà hai suy trọng sẵn xe đâu không nói vậy bà hai không nói vậy bà hai trời ơi bà hai biết bà hai kịp ngồi với bà hai kịp ngồi với bà hai ngồi với bà hai
nè em tổ cũng không làm gì mà ăn kìa.
qua anh biết nạp bình tôi nó nói mấy cái này rồi dạ thành ra tôi phải ăn vô để cho nó mạnh khỏe hay em nghĩ đi bà ông kêu tụt giọng bớ mắm nè mắm cái mắm cuốn của kiểu chưa đậu khổ là kèo để đất bò nước nát gà nước là kẹp kèo nước mắt thịt chơi thịt gà cá mau dọn đầy cả với ba nhậu trên nước 10 vườn cốc nồi cốc bé cốc nằm nhậu ca cốc bao về để nhà bác trị tội không có nước là không có nước không có nước là không có nước đây có nước là đây có nước đây có nước không có nước không có nước không có nước là không có nước thấy có nước là thấy có nước nè ơi ông nào mà tiêu ba cây gạt cao mà bóng ma đầu mà mắt cùi mà chân lại hát tự về nghe thầy dạy chu già họ hai thầy phải ra tay chân lại số vai trời ta đọc phải sợ yêu đã phải ta mưu phải ông con chọc bắt con tay bắt con tượng chồng mướp chồng thôi chồng đèn con đậu báo đi nước lại bác quỷ em về nó bắt cho trị tội đá vô
War on our own soil for about 119 years. That's when we fought each other. And because of that, it's difficult for many of us to imagine the real horror of war. Well, one Pittsburgh family knows its devastation firsthand, and it's their remarkable story of courage and determination that Lynn Cullen tells us about tonight. Sounds interesting.
Yes, it is, Paul. And strangely, perhaps, this story will take us to a small, inconspicuous restaurant in Garfield. But it started years ago in Vietnam, where the Nguyen family lived a comfortable, middle-class existence. All that ended abruptly, though, when the victorious army from the north marched into Saigon. Joseph, the father, was a lieutenant colonel in the South Vietnamese army. After Saigon fell, he, his wife Kim, and their 13-year-old daughter Kimberly made a run for freedom and for their very lives. Kimberly, now a beautiful 22, remembers.
We left behind 5 children, and it must be very, very hard on a mother.
This is that mother today. It was more than hard on her. After days of crying and mourning her lost children, she set about getting them back with the same determined efficiency she exhibits while doing something as mundane as chopping celery in the family restaurant. The proof of her success is chopping the mushrooms. Daughter My Lan was ransomed out of communist Vietnam 4 years ago for $3,000. So were 2 other children. The $9,000 needed to buy back the children came only after 5 years of hard labor. Kim as a cook and seamstress, Joseph as a picture framer, a translator, a cook, a janitor, whatever he could find.
He was in the army for 22 years, and certainly becoming a janitor is not really what you want, but there are things that you just have to do. And there's a goal that you're going toward to get the family together. You have to have money.
They still have to have money. You see, 2 of their children are still not bought back. They have had to watch them grow from babies to young girls from thousands of miles away and only through a few photographs. So the restaurant which they opened 15 months ago is a means to only one end, and that is getting the family together again after 10 years. Everyone you've seen here is working without pay for that same goal.
Our boyfriends and friends and relatives, everybody chip in.
2 gà qua 2 gà ớt với lại một cái gà ngọt, gà xào.
And the food is as delicious as the proprietors are courageous. Kim's has gotten rave reviews from the food critics and already has built up a fiercely loyal and well-fed clientele. But what is really served up here at this restaurant is food for thought. This refugee family, struggling without complaint for years on end to make itself whole again, is a lesson in spirit and love that humbles us all. I wish I had hours to tell you about these wonderful people and what they have seen and endured, but I don't, so let me say this. If you want to eat really well and help buy 2 beautiful children back from the communists and put them in their mother's arms again, Kim's Coffee Shop is the place on Penn Avenue in Garfield. Don?
Amazing story, Lynn. Thank you.
If you expect a vindication of my private conduct, I am unable to satisfy you. The errors I have committed have been scanned before a public tribunal. I stand here before you as the representative of Sheikh